with love. You know, I don't give a damn. Only love God, now they gonna love. This right, you know what I'm saying? This is my intro to you, babe. honey, he's a king. Oh, yeah. Oh, Lord, you the king. because I think you do. Oh, what love do to you, you know what I'm saying? Praise the Lord. Ramadan Mubarak, Ramadan Kareem, Saint Tuba Reka, Salut Mubarak.
like song, I'd never do that. I know where I'm at. Didn't even know it was Friday to. It was easy. Singing celebration in my alone. I sent you from my cave. Located in the land of Gabon, my songs of praise to Almighty once again in a strange and foreign land. Tell me my name was Mbaki. your energy, your divine presence. Said you were a moon god, he said. I guess an angel sitting up on top of the holy Kaaba is a moon god angel then, Fred Price. May God forgive you for your great lie. Because God don't witness what don't belong to him. This was my high baby. Said she loved me. You send me something, man. Well, box open up in the thing. I think it's some flowers up in there, you know. Box open up. She don't be saying she send me stuff like that, man. She better do real better. She better straighten up, fly right, man. You know what I'm saying? Straight up fly right, girl. You know, crooked flying. I catch flies now. I know what they're thinking before they move. They got them eyes. They be seeing all directions. I learned how to think like a fly. Pain taught me how to see like a fly now. I will cut the head off the dragon. If I can. And he know these things. He knows these things very well. So I done seen the devil. I done seen the devil. Everybody done seen the devil. Problem is, when is everybody gonna see God? Close your eyes. short videos. These people got 3-minute attention span. They don't know the quality. Trying to hear this on a cell phone or iPad or laptop, it's like you're not hearing none of the bass. You're not hearing none of the higher tones and rich tones in this. This is a box of drums made out of wood, not skin. You're not hearing it. But if you like it, why can't you take it and share it to some groups that you're in? I mean, your page is fine too. I mean, but people come to groups. I want people to be touched by the music, and maybe something I say will help somebody, make them mad, enough to think about some things. This music that I play for my baby. I told her one time, you don't love me enough. I wrote a poem about it. You don't love me enough. That was a long time ago. Yeah. Let me pull up for y'all be trying to say I'm trying to do pornography show. Yeah, go to India, go to Africa and see how they dress. Sisters with their breast out, you don't be over there gawking and looking, because that's commonplace. And feed their babies, you don't be looking at them like you do in America, gawking at the sisters, because they got some titties. You know what I mean? You trip off of stuff that, man, I intend to say nothing to you people. You trip off of stuff that is, it's so trivial where your consciousness is. You can't stand to see a naked body without losing your soul. You know what I'm saying? Your phallus is totally out of control. It dominates your mind. As a man, you have not learned how to detach from it as a part of your holy temple and leave that domain and ascend to higher regions of your consciousness. Now, if this message is dangerous and it's hurting anybody and it's nasty and filthy, well, kick me off Facebook, because see, I don't see nothing in nothing I'm doing. And if you do, and you sit there and allow it to happen, you're going to be judged by it. I done told you. I'm cutting off this light because I don't like a whole lot of light, because I'm carrying light. I don't need a whole lot of light. Some people need a lot of light. I really would like not even be seen while the music is playing. And if you have a good system, I don't know, you have a good system, you'll understand. You'll understand because you'll feel the tones of the zither box drum striking parts of your holy temple. You won't feel it and you won't experience it on any cheap equipment. It does not have the capacity to carry the sound quality of quality music and tones. Serene Sally blessed my fingers. He blessed me to play the tones of the omniverse, the musical tones of the omniverse. He gave me the gift of music, the gift of playing notes. I had the gift of music in my soul. When I used to stand up in a chair and sing to my mother, get on the bus, and I was telling the story. I was only about 7 years old. I was going to school called School 23. I used to get the city bus. And I loved the white bus driver. He was my friend, man. He loved me too. And he was like a little boy inside. He may have been an angel. I don't know. His quality was one of an angel. And he had gray hair. And if I didn't get on the bus, they would wait for me. They would wait for me if I was late. Because all the sisters on the bus were going to clean white folks' floors and scrub their floors and wash their clothes all day and get a little or nothing for pay. Men them work for so-called Jewish people, rich people. They were in a position to help my grandmother and help women like that, and they didn't. And I'm not saying hate all my Jewish brothers because of that. I'm not one of them. I'm put everybody in the same daggone box. There's no box for people. Your soul is as vast as the omniverse itself, and I have no notes, I have no manuscript to you. I just found myself saying things to you that I'm not thinking about saying to you. This is music for my baby, she's waking up, I think. Spiritually so. What better story to tell than one of your own? before they buy your product. I learned to stand on Clifton Street. Don't you know me by now? It's my baby song, my soul playing too. Mother of my son. Okay, well, nobody say, lay down with a woman, and you make another life. Can't tell me those two people hate each other deep down within, ever when they fall out. They'll always love each other. Every time she looks in that child's eyes, she sees she either love that child or she hate that child. She love that man, she gonna love that child. That's what I see, you know. And she loves Julie. So she loved me. When I die today, he getting the love I didn't get. I wasn't supposed to get it, obviously. I wouldn't have survived some things I've been through. She hadn't abused me. Not sexually, she abused me emotionally. People like Dr. Cox, who was white, helped to heal me of so much anger I had from growing up as a black child when you there in Clifton and Capitol, and went to so many grade schools, boy. So I was playing domino. You have to understand everything with your mind. Why do you do that? Why do you reject anything that is not familiar with what you have already been downloaded to receive? How can you get anything new that way? With such an attitude? Because you're not familiar with it does not make it not something you should not perhaps experience. You just listen. The Arabic will touch you. So will Hebrew. Real Hebrew, ancient Hebrew. Those Semitic languages come from a spirit kingdom and a high place. They were given by the divine creator himself directly to man. He didn't create those languages, the roots of those languages. Allah, Yahweh, whatever you call, the Bari, the creator, the maker, sent divine beings to teach man. And I'm not talking about what they're talking about when they say they are fallen angels, because an angel was created out of pure divine light and essence of the Almighty Creator, and has no free will. They have to do the will of Almighty God. It was not the angels that fell. Whatever God tells an angel to do, it does. And those references are they've been manipulated. The words have been tampered with and misunderstood in their interpretations from the original roots of those words. Yours is knowledge that surpasses anything that you can read. So I can say, I don't spend my time arguing with people, debating with their theories. So they've been taken out of the body, talk with the dead, seen their master disappear in front of them while they were alive, and other things I witnessed directly. I don't want to talk to people that's weak. You know too much. I don't need no Senegalese coming to me. I think they're arrogant and more important than I am because I'm an American. I cannot speak Wolof. I understand the soul of Serene too, but you understand his outer garments, many of you. Although there's some of you that have deep knowledge of Serene too. I don't know if it came out or not because it's touching the desk and it may have struck it out and that distorts the sound. I don't know. Because you can get you something good to listen to the music on. If you're going to listen to it, you need more than a 3-minute attention span. And I don't know. Where I'm at with this page right now, I really want to cut it off. Nobody's going to support it. I'm trying to get it free. People don't appreciate it. No, people want to help me out some children, send Siam Care to Happy House, 3635 North Capitol Avenue. Indianapolis 46208. Care of Siam. Siam and Care of the Happy House. It is unto God what you think God is. Release your finances to people and sources that can help purify it and bless somebody with it. Because you're not taking none of it with you when you put it in the grave. And only your good deeds or evil deeds are going in there with you. Seriously. You see any houses in the grave with anybody you last visited that you dropped in the ground lately? You see any houses going with them? You see them talking? You see them fussing? And you see them arguing anymore? Complaining? You don't see them doing none of that over there, do you? No, you should see my video today at the graveyard. Deborah can pull it up. Today at the graveyard. See if she's listening to the video. And she hear me say that. She can pull it up. She can pull up things I can't find no more. Today at the graveyard is on video. And Shola dug it up online somewhere and posted it. You need to read that poem. I'll be read by it. Those of you who went to school, learned to read and can't read still, I understand you have a major problem, and I don't care about your attitude. That's why you can't read now. Because when you were being taught you had an attitude, teacher couldn't get a hold of you and get your head straight. So I don't care about your attitude now, 50 and 60 years old, and you still can't read. And that's your problem. This page is not for people that cannot read. It's not a poster page from Google. You're just posting up the whole bunch of quotations from somebody. Go to some people's pages, I almost get killed by religion. I almost get killed by their religion. I mean, they smother you to death with quotations. I don't need no quotations. I got some, very few. What's coming out of me is original. You're not getting no plastic flowers here. And I'm just saying, man, you know, when people don't value me, I leave them alone. When they don't send back no love, I don't ask them, man, you can't see that you need to return whatever's being given to you. That don't make sense to you. That, man, let me touch your heart. Let me touch his heart that way, or touch her heart that way. That ain't in you, huh? If that ain't in you, or in anybody, you keep away from me. Well, I ain't got time. I grew up in the black hood. Not at Harvard Street. That was a beautiful experience I had there for those 2 years. My one-on-one relationship with Dr. Harvey G. Cox, greatest theologian of the 21st century, still is. Secular City is still a bestseller. Feast of Foods, Turning East, The Seduction of the Spirit, Pentecostal Fire. It may have been the last title of the last book he had written when I was last with him. And that's been some years ago, 1998. It's been a while ago. Relationships change, but love don't. Time changes things, but don't change the love you have in your heart for people. If they love you. If they really love you. A lot of people call love self-narcissism. Narcissist was what? Yeah, one of them was rolling a rock up and down the hill forever. I was Sisyphus, wasn't a Narcissus. He went to the river one day and looked in himself and fell in love with himself. He almost killed himself with himself. He should have died. A lot of people like looking in the mirror at themselves. They just keep looking. They don't see the flesh falling off the bones as time goes along. They don't see things changing on the rotten flesh. They don't see it. They put makeup on, they figure it out. I used to look at people from the outside. I used to see what they look like from the outside. I used to look at sisters and everything from the outside. Whoa, boy. And then I look at them from the inside out. I said, oh, man. See y'all now. That's what I see now. You seeing, I see inside out now. So you be turning me inside out so I can see things as they really are. You got bad breath and all kinds of stuff, man. Talking about they fine, they pretty. I saw one white woman. She wanted black lips so bad. She don't got 7 fucking her lips, man. And her lips sticking out like this. She be like a black woman's lips, but they hate black people. I don't understand. I don't have a manuscript. Coogee. Khadija. You old country boy, girl, it's crazy over here. Hey, man. You brave enough. You safe where you are. That's my concern. I love you more than I love myself. I do. You're safe where you are. But it looks like a way has been made for you to get here. All this paperwork they want, they already know Jill is my son. You can't get nobody to help you. You pay them money. Maybe on the table. Like you do in Africa, I don't know. Hey. It's not a righteous world until righteous people make it a righteous world. I didn't say go around beating people in the head with your Bible and the Quran, making nobody be your religious slave. People just knew how to release love. It transforms people. It speaks without saying a word. Of explanation of using your scriptures and all this garbage. It's what it might as well be because you don't live them. They were sent to remind you that went to sleep of what your soul already knows. You already know it's wrong to have sex with your mother. You don't need a scripture to tell you that's wrong. That's written inside your soul. Washamsi wadu ha ha. I love the sword. Blaming that shit time. Surah Shams. Washamsi wadu ha ha. Makamari iza talaha. Wanahari iza jalaha. والليل إذا يغشاها والسماء وما بناها والأرض وما طحاها ونفس وما سواها فألهمها فجورها وتقواها. My tajweed may be a little, it's not perfect. I'm not Arab. I didn't grow up in the nomadic desert of Arabia. I grew up in the nomadic ghetto of 949 Udall Street in Clifton Avenue. Washamsi waduhaha, Wakamari ida talaha, Wanahari ida jalaha, Walayli ida yakshaha, Wasamai wama banaha. You can't find nothing in this house when you want it. You found everything you don't want. And I bet it's not in this volume. But this is the Siam broadcast for now. So I cut the page off. Because I just feel like, somebody ought to give something, at least post to post. You see what I'm up against. Until I talk with Mark, things ain't gonna change until he writes me a letter apology. Because that's what he owes me. This is probably in the second volume. So Shams. Oh yeah. Let's see. Those of you who don't have a 10-minute attention span, can you just hold up for a minute? I'll be right back. I'm going to the Marcella and get the other volume. If I think it's in the front room. Just give me a minute, please. I've forgotten what they call this in Wolof. Even what they call them in Arabic. This beautiful ebony stand for the Quran is what Father Sheikh Sa gave me. This is something. It was his favorite in his room, and without me saying to him that I wanted this, he knew I wanted it, and he sent it to me instantly. He knew my thought, and he was demonstrating to me, who he was in my life. And Carmen asked me, "What is a chef?" And it's difficult to explain what I'm talking about when I say chef or sheikh or sheikh. There are some that are learned. I mean, they're all scholastic sheikhs. Or they can tell you all that's been told about the Quran. They can do all that, but they don't have the states. They don't have the spiritual states. Most of them, and they lack the inner dimensions of the deen. Great scholars and great believers, but not great knowers. Not great arifin. They mu'min. They are believers. It's one thing to be a believer. It's another thing to be a knower. And you can cling on to your religious doctrines and beliefs and just choke yourself to death and never know. Because you're too busy defending what you think makes you safe. And that's not what makes you safe. Here's a picture of Ali and Rabia when they were little. And the Negroes asleep, both of them. Both of them ugly and got bad breath. Both of them, look at them. I had to block and delete Rabia talking crazy to me today. I got other people posting me and my own daughter won't post me and don't listen to the videos I send. No, I'm cutting off my support that way. I'm gonna love you, but you're not gonna do that to me. And you come out of me. And I got a girl in California that at least posts me to 2 groups, where she posts to some others, which is good, but I ain't trying to force it. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? Anyhow, let me find Sir Shams if I can. Pardon any spittle you see popping out my mouth. I'm missing a tooth. And if you're missing one, you will understand. They did not take me to the dentist when I was little. So I need dental implants because I don't know, they can all fall out. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be looking at no teeth in no glass. I told Allah, Lord, please bless me some kind of way. And he will, some kind of way. That's expensive. My insurance don't cover that. No dental implants. You go in the bathroom late at night like I did as a kid, and you see false teeth sitting in the glass. I'm serious. It scary you. You turn on the light and some teeth is in the glass looking at you. And the teeth like looking at you with no face. Teeth sitting in the glass, grinning at you. Down in some water, soda, whatever they put them in. No. You know what I'm saying? No, baby, you may not want to come here. My teeth are leaving. You be thinking I'm old. Well, maybe I am. I ain't old in my mind. Not old in my body. I see changes, though. Can't find Shams. I want to find Shams. Can y'all be patient for a minute? I'm not rushing for you. This is my girl. This is my girl's tape. It's not your tape. I'm not rushing for you for. You ain't doing nothing to help me. 1741. That's just for my girl, man. 1741. Okay. This is my favorite Quran. I had it bound in Senegal. Rebound. Hardback. It's falling apart. Can't remember numbers. Let's see. 1741. We close. I'm gonna pass. This is a beautiful one too. Nasrullah. Sadrak. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Uzubillah minash shaitanir rajim. Alif Lam Mim. Nasrullah. Sadrak. Wahda anka. Wizrak. That's why I can read this. Alladhiya anqada tahra dhahrak wa naf wa rafahna laka dhikrah wa inna ma'a musri yusra inna ma'a usri yusra fa inna farahta fansab wa ila rabbika farqab. Let's see. These verses that I recited are these, part of this. I was blaming that Shaitan Rajim. But this one I didn't recite. This says, in the name of Allah, these verses that I really want to just say, Alam Nashralak, wa Sadrak, wa Wadahna Anka, Wizrak. Eladhi, Eladhi, I'm not sure of this. Eladhi, Ankada, I got to listen to my tape. Tahrak, Darak or Taharak, Darak, I'm not sure. I'm not, I need to get back in touch with some things. Arafatna Lak, Zikrak. What is this? It says here, this is deep what was revealed to the Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It said when the revelation come down on Kiswa, his camel, said in the meantime they would be traveling together with his companions, radiallahu anhu upon them. Those are some holy men. It said that the revelation would come down upon him and would break the camel's knees all the way down to the sand. That the camel, because of the weight of the revelation that was upon him, it was so real that it would break the camel's knees all the way down to the sand. And this revelation came to him, and what it says is this: in the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful, have we not expanded thy breast? Alam nashrah lak, sadrak, wa wadahna anka wizrah. Eladi, ankada tarach, wa rafatna lak, dhikrak. Fa inna mushri yusra, inna mushri usno, mina usri yusra. Have we not expanded thee thy breast, and removed from thee thy burden, the which did gall thy back, and raise high the station, or the eastern, raise high the esteem, which means the station, his maqam, in which thou art held. I will translate this a little bit differently. So verily, with every difficulty there is relief. Verily, with every difficulty there is relief. Verily, with every difficulty there is relief. You figure out why we went to that surah when I was looking for this other one. And if that benefited you, you need to support Siam. Because if that made a difference in me reciting that to you, that means you drank from this well. And you need to support the wells that you drink from. Now here we are looking for Shams again. Let's see. You said 1741. Come on. I'm not that retarded. Let's see. Yeah, finally. Can't see because I ain't got the light on. And plus I wear 2 pair of glasses sometimes. Yes. You see, you have to adapt to the world in which you live in. When things are not working quite right, you have to put on a 2nd pair of glasses. Like this here. And you see both pair now, right? Now sometimes, let me talk more Harvard proper for you. Sometimes, as students, we have to have on 2 pair of glasses. You understand? These broke, and I put them back together again because I refused. These were my favorite pair at one time. You know what I'm saying? So I have, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, you probably got 4 or 5 pair of glasses sitting under your pillow too, somewhere. You know, so don't try to talk about me. You know, because I know you be doing things too. You be doing strange things when you be alone. You be doing strange things. I know you do strange things when you're alone. Don't try to play me. I know some of you talk to yourselves and you do other things. Don't try to fool me. This is the shape. Cool. All right, let's get serious. I didn't intend to do none of this. Who's the believing in that shaitan regime? You always seek refuge in God from Satan in everything you do, and entering your home, washing up, cooking. You should never cook a meal without blessing the meal and praying over the meal. Don't eat nobody's food that ain't doing that. Ain't nobody's food cussing over. Everything is vibration. If they're not blessing, and if they're not blessed, they can't bless the food. Just because they say some words. Let me tell you a story before I read this. There was a lady. I have many of these. She was a believer in Sheikh Jelani in the 12th century in Baghdad, 14th century. And she brought her son to the Sheikh to ask him to, because she's seen his miracles, and she actually noted if he just glanced at the boy or even put his hand on his chest or anything, that his addiction to chocolates would go away. So she brought her son to the Sheikh, and she said, Sheikh Serene B, she said, please pray for my son that his addiction to chocolate candy will go away. So Sheikh Jelani said to her, he said, okay, you come back tomorrow at such a time, and we'll do that. And this baffled her, you know. She said, okay. She wasn't going to be disrespectful, so she left. But she thought about this. Why would the Sheikh not do what he needed to do right then and have her come back another day? Seemed like a waste of time to her, and, you know, false assumptions about maybe we won't be alive tomorrow, and he's supposed to be so spiritual. Why don't he understand what's going on? It doesn't seem like he's in touch with understanding that we could be dead tomorrow or whatever. And she had all these questions, and so she come back to the Sheikh the next day and brought her son who was addicted to chocolates. And she said, Sheikh Jelani, I mean no disrespect, but I mean, it really baffles me. Why you tell me to come back tomorrow when you could have done this? You know, I know, Sheikh, you full of the power of God. We saw you walk in the air. We've seen you do so many miracles. You know, why couldn't you just deliver my son by the power of God yesterday when I brought him? Spike Lee wants to do a pan in. Spike, okay, listen, man, you're going to have to straighten up. DeVore, you need to come get Spike. Anyhow, I'm serious. He's supposed to be doing the camera right. She said, and I had to bring my boy back the next day. And you could have did this yesterday. She said, why you having me go through all of this, Sheikh Jelani? Sheikh Jelani said to her, he said, sister, I didn't have the power of God to release that addiction from your son yesterday, because yesterday I was addicted to chocolates. Now, I should say something to you about people going around calling themselves Sheikh, because they got some information when their job was to bring all the disciples to this Sheikh. And now I just sit back and allow God to be God, to be what we call God, because I love that person. And I've watched them do everything they could to deny this benediction and keep going around talking about they shake this and they shake that and they not the Sheikh. There's only one ordained in Mbacke by blood, American born Mbacke Sheikh in America that was given the benediction of Sheikh by the High Fathers and sons of Serene Tuba. And it's this man sitting here. And I never wanted the responsibility that he coveted. I never sought this. It was never what I was seeking. I was only seeking my Father and my relationship with my Lord that I found in a man that was closer to God than I was, and therefore closer to the Son than I was, who could take me to the Son. And the title of this surah is the Son. It's this deep. Shams. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. This time I'll just read it. Wa shamsi wa duhaha. By the sun and the glorious splendor. Wa qamari idha talaha. By the moon as she follows him. Wa nahari idha jalaha. By the day as it shows up the sun's glory. Wa layli idha yaghshaha. By the night as it conceals it. وَالسَّمَاءِ وَمَا بَنَاهَا. By the firmament and its wonderful structure. وَالْأَرْضِ وَمَا طَحَاهَا. by the earth and its wide expanse. وَنَفْسٍ وَمَسَاوَاهَا, by the soul and the proportion and order given to it. فَأَلْهَمَهَا فُجُورَهَا وَتَقْوَاهَا, and its enlightenment as to its wrong and its right. قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مِنْ زَكَّاهَا, truly he succeeds that purifies it. وَقَدْ خَابَ مَنْ دَسَّاهَا, and he fails that erupts it and corrupts it. كَذَّبَتْ ثَمُودُ بِتَقْوَاهَا, the Thamud people rejected their prophet through their inordinate wrongdoing, their perverted ways of sexuality and things they were doing. This one I'm not sure of because of the print. وَإِذَا أَشْكَاهَا فَقَالَ لَهُمْ رَسُولُ اللَّهِ نَاقَةَ اللَّهِ وَسُقْيَاهَا وَكَذَّبُوهُ فَعَقَرُوهَا فَدَمْدَمَ عَلَيْهِمْ رَبُّهُمْ بِذَنبِهِمْ فَسَوَّاهَا وَلَا يَخَافُ عُقْبَاهَا. Now what did he say? Behold, the most wicked man among them was deputed for impiety. But the apostle of Allah said to them, it is the she-camel of Allah, and bar her not from having her drink. Then they rejected him as a false prophet, and they hamstrung her. So the Lord, on account of their crimes, obliterated their traces and made them equal in destruction, high and low. And for him is no fear of its consequences. وَلَا يَخَافُ عُقْبَاهَا, and for him is no fear of its consequences. I warned Senegal, and I'm not a prophet. But if that station were not sealed, I would be a prophet. But my master sealed that station. There should be no more world prophets in this cycle. He is foretold in the Bible that you call the Bible, in the Torah. He is that we're told as that prophet that will come that will be like unto Moses from among his brethren. No one fulfilled that prophecy except one man in history. That was Ibn Abdullah, Muhammad ibn Abdullah, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In the Bible, it tells you that God came from Paran with 10,000 of his saints. Paran has never been an area where it was cultivated and proselytized by Christians. So you can't say that's in reference to the church. Paran is in reference to Arabia. It's in reference to the day when Muhammad, who was ran out of Mecca like a raggedy slave and treated like a dog. He had hardly no followers, and they mistreated him, abused him, and killed him, and stretched him apart in the hot sand, and put stones on their chest, and did kind of cruel and vicious things, locked them up, and boycotted them from being able to eat, buy, sell any food for 3 years in the valley. They suffered. When they left Mecca, they left broke. They left being torn down. But the day they came back in Mecca, that scripture was fulfilled when Muhammad ibn Abdullah and all of his Sahaba came in Mecca, and Mecca fell in peace. It fell without bloodshed. And a black man jumped up on top of the Kaaba, whose name was Bilal, who was an Abyssinian slave, and he said, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. God is the greater, God is the greater, God is the greater, God is the greater. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. I bear witness that there is no God but one God. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. And I bear witness that Muhammad is the messenger of this one God. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. God is the greater, God is the greater. Hayya ala salah, hayya ala salah. Hayya ala falah, hayya ala falah. Come to prayer, come to prayer, come to prosperity and success. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. God is the greater, God is the greater. La ilaha illallah. There is no independent agent except the one independent agent, that all other agents are dependent upon the one independent one. La ilaha illallah. There is nothing real but the one. If that ain't what the one you keep wrongly calling Jesus, worship my name, is not Siam, when he said, thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy mind, with all thy soul, and with all thy strength, and thou shalt love thy neighbor as you love thyself, he was saying the same thing the Prophet Muhammad said when he said, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, when he said, until you want for your brothers and sisters the same exact thing you want for yourself, you're not a true believer in what you call God. Wallahi. You see a manuscript, you see any notes. I don't even have a shirt on. Yeah, I wasn't intending on reciting any surahs. Something popped out of me to calm me today. It scared me. I didn't write that, but I did. And when the Lord is dealing with me like that, I want to get away from people and just be alone with the Lord that you don't think is real and still does not speak to people this day. No. Men don't have mujizat. Only the prophets, only the prophets had mujizat miracles, are called mujizat. But there are others who have what is called karamat. Some of the saints have karamat. And some people get caught up there when they start having miraculous experiences. They get hung up in their egos about that, and it hinders their progress from ascending any further, because they're hung up on the miracles that are now just the powers that are already within man that start to come forth when you sanctify yourself, or you are sanctified. You are able to sanctify yourself because the grace of God has come to you, that it gives you the ability to do that. You can't you purify your garments, yes, only if Allah graces you to purify your garments. But look at yourselves. Many of you complain about everything. Look how what you call God has expanded your breast. In spite of your complaints, in spite of your lack, he's always made a way for you. He's always taken your nothing and made something out of it. Many of you weren't born like rich people. Many of you were born like me. You had to struggle. Everything wasn't given to you on a silver platter. You had to war for it. You had to work for it. You had to study. You had to go through poverty to get to what you call rich. Therefore, you should have a greater value of that. Like those who passed through the Holocaust should have a greater value of their Palestinian brothers and sisters, since you know what it's like for somebody to lock you up in a prison camp and murder you by the thousands, 6 million of you at a time. I'm speaking the truth to you. These people have not the kind of weapons you have, so you can't say they're trying to harm you. Only thing I say, I love both my Jewish brothers and my Palestinian brothers. I said it. You don't hear no hate in me. Don't even try to put none on me, because I don't agree with your political ideology. I don't have to agree with your political ideology to love you. You need to look at it like some other Orthodox rabbis are doing and speaking out, and they're not anti-Semite either. I simply join them that are there in the land that I love, that I've never been to. How can I not love that land? Father Abraham, Ibrahim, Father Yaqub, Jacob, Father Ismail, Joseph, all of the great ones had something to do with that land. And everybody lived in peace. Now look what's going on. Everybody lived in peace. Look at the death of Rachel Corrie. Go find her on YouTube. She's on my page, and the poem is dedicated to the white girl that went over there to work with the Palestinians, and she was trying to keep them from bulldozing these people's houses. They just come on and run over the house and run over the people and squash them to death and children and everything else. Well, they're not telling people that on CNN. So Rachel was there working with them, and she lived with the. She was a Christian. She lived with them. I don't know if she became Muslim or not, but she lived with the Muslims and the Palestinians, and she ate with them, and she supped with them, and slept near them, and with them, and became a part of their lifestyle. And she was standing in front of this house, asking this Israeli that was in this truck. He wasn't a human being. And I'm not saying all Israelis are not human beings. I said this one was not a human being because he saw her standing there, giving all kind of signs and stuff. You see the smirk on his face before he runs over, or either after he runs over, while she's standing there only with a foghorn, pleading with him not to bulldoze these people's homes down. And he ran over her. She was speaking out like that against what was wrong when she was a little girl. I have videos on YouTube of her talking about what was right. Even as a little girl, her soul came here to make an offering. And you and I are going to die anyway. So why are you afraid of dying by being brave enough to speak out against what's wrong? You'll live longer by living as the Lord leads you and tells you. Anyway, I didn't plan on saying any of this. I have no notes. It's in the Siam Care Happy House, 3635 North Capitol Avenue, and God will bless you and increase you. So I don't know what this boy gonna do. You know, he makes me doubt because one minute he comes close and he goes way away, and then we see him when we don't. I mean, this peekaboo thing, man, it's not working well for me. You know, I send you consistent love, and I'm saying, yeah, I know we go through things, and electricity's cut off and all that, but is it cut off forever? You know? I don't know, man. Don't make me have doubts because once I have doubts about something, I move away from it. Lulu can publish me, but I wanted you to do it because I love you so much. You know, we can't do no book, man, with you not appearing in the box, and I can't talk to you, but you video call other people from what I see and hear. I mean, man, I'm not begging nobody to love me. You declared your love for your father. I'm just saying from the appearance of things, and I could be wrong in my judgment. I'm not saying from 6 points right now. I'm not giving for Rasa right now. I'm saying, man, you need to hear what I'm saying to you from my heart. I'm not angry with you. I'm just trying to figure out how we're gonna do this book, bro. If you're not gonna, you know, I'm ready to do the book. Just about people with sense of blessings, we could do it quickly. Take the proceeds and apply it toward helping these children. Assalamu alaikum. Eid Mubarak to you, honey. I think you are falling in love with me. But I don't want to be deceived. Women deceive you. I got a trap for them now. It's worse than sticky glue for the mice. You don't like mice. You don't. I know you don't like mice, but I got some sticky glue for women now. They don't. They don't do that to me no more. So you know, honey, examine what you're loving, and you need to write me some words, man, in detail. You went to school. You can, you know, take it, put it on the French translator. Tell me what my videos mean to you, because they're really to you. They're not to these people. Well, I need to know how certain ones affected you. What did you experience in them? What are you seeing? Because you know I could never play a drum until I had that experience. Let me get off of here. I'm too long for me sometimes. You know, I come back and watch it. And I'm always amazed at what I see. And if you not listen to it on a good system, you're not hearing this music as it's meant to be heard. Assalamu alaikum and all that good stuff to everybody.